We are now live. Emily, would you like to recount us with your edition?
Can you set it to
I don't
song?
remember. I forgot a lot of the words already. I remember the first line was "Lover, what have you become? Lover, what have you become? Solo shatters and stupid stuns."
Yep.
Good.
I don't remember the rest.
That's just enough.
That was that.
There you go.
You're
So,
throwing so hard.
last we left off a while ago now. You guys,
Last
we're
year.
actually gonna, yeah, it was technically last year. We're gonna rewind a fair bit because there's a lot that now needs to be reminded of.
Yes, please.
So, you guys returned to the city of Jerusalem via a portal from the Grey Shroud Monastery with a number of refugees. Upon getting the refugees settled, you were then brought before the Council of Jerusalem, finding out that your some of your old allies have taken full control of the city at this time. They not tasked you, more alerted you to the fact that there seemed to be something weird happening beneath the city. Something was causing purple worms in particular to rise from the volcanic bottom of the mountain and come up into the city, which is not great, among other weird underground activities. Along the way of attempting to investigate that, you were also reintroduced to your old buddy Hamish, who revealed to you that Petunia, who you all knew to be out traveling the world for a while, had returned to Jerusalem months earlier. Kind of sniffing something wrong here, you all found a spy. That spy revealed themselves to be Valen, a Rakshasa under the employ of Grazit, one of the demon lords of the Abyss, along with his personal assassin, Thraxia. They asked you, in the most polite ways a fiend can, to go into the bases of Jerusalem where there was a portal to the Abyss, left over from a scar from where the last portal of the Abyss was attempted to be opened by a bunch of Yuan-Ti assholes. You all negotiated, agreed with some conditions, and then journeyed into the abyssal plain of Demogorgon. You were then greeted by Demogorgon on top of a large... You arrived on a large plateau. You got off said plateau. You were then greeted by a bunch of assholes, also known as Armonites, also known as Demon Tentars, however you'd like to classify those. You slayed them, which proved your worth to Demogorgon, who was being transported across the plain via a large palanquin, and brought to his citadel to compete as combatants within his kind of fight pits. Also there, trapped in the employ of, still not really sure how he ended up here, Trunks, have been participating as the rising up-and-comer within the ranks of the fight pits. You all, in groups, except for Armel, who took his challenge alone, completed 3 challenges to prove that you deserved a quote-unquote main event shot, let's call it, and teamed with Trunks to take down a Balor. You did so. You were crowned as new champions of the arena and then given a week to rest, recuperate, and choose your next challenge. During that week, you were introduced to a member of Demogorgon's inner circle, let's call him. I need to pull up his name because I didn't open that thing. Give me 1 second.
Don't worry, Pearl's entertaining us with her, But...
Yes, I have to open up Gary's big book of NPCs.
You lay down. Okay, you want to go by.
I don't want to go here. You're in my spot.
No, if she only likes this spot like this.
Good.
I love it.
Good girl, bro.
Yeah.
I can't find it. Heather, do you have it wrutten down while I'm searching for it in my documents?
Oh.
Your demon boyfriend's name.
Yeah, I remember. I know who he is.
Just rubbing it in.
It's not my boyfriend, but okay.
I can't.
You're my boyfriend.
That's how she'd say it.
That is fair.
So mean, Emily.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, that's not really right.
Anyway,
No.
Anyway, while we pull up his name,
Okay.
because it's been a bit, he asked all of you to participate in a coup, to challenge Demogorgon within the fight pits, either slay him or distract him long enough for your mole on the inside to take out the other members of the inner circle, who would never work together, but also to overthrow Demogorgon for a large variety of different reasons. But if Demogorgon was preoccupied and your mole was allowed to move silently, relatively, with his forces, he could take control. You guys agreed under the conditions that he would allow you to then leave the Citadel, head back to the portal, and close it, as was your original goal. Your two original stated goals, of course, was to raise hell and close the portal. The raising hell part, you've done, as you challenged Demogorgon in the arena. After a brutal fight where bad things happened to a lot of people,
We've had
Marleman,
worse.
still unconscious on the ground and very close to death. Yes.
Glasriel.
Glasriel, thank you.
Looked in our previous chats when you were doing questions. So
Yes.
like, that's where it is.
Thank you. Let me add that to the big book of NPCs. I probably have it in just a different document that I wasn't able to find.
Blazre.
I know how I would spell that. So you all fought Demogorgon to a standstill and then took control. You brought him to his knees repeatedly, and then finally slayed him with one final bit of spiritual weapon to the side of the head. He then exploded into a bunch of vampiric black ooze. And where we last left off, still in initiative order for this reason. The arena has fallen silent. Those of you with high enough passive perception, namely Aramil, Sai, and to a certain extent Phaedra, noticed this beginning maybe 15 seconds before Demogorgon himself fell. There was a shift in the crowd as something... there was a sudden understanding that maybe, just maybe, they were going to see their lord fall. And now that that's happened, there is a brief silence as a pall falls over the crowd as to, holy crap, these outsiders did it. The next 2 seconds where you all catch your breath and prepare for what could be coming next and prepare to do whatever you're going to do from here, there is a sudden explosion of energy.
Is it Marleman?
Hang on. Not an actual explosion.
Yeah, literally or figuratively?
No, not an explosion in the literal sense. An explosion of energy of activity from the crowd as they all begin to murder, stab, and kill each other.
Why?
The way you move up in the ranks of demon hierarchy is to kill the person above you. Now, with there being a void at the top,
Power vacuum. Chaos.
everyone is now attempting to climb the ladder.
Well, I guess
It's like when you're playing Civilization and you're changing governments, there's one turn where everything's just fucking wild.
Yep. So, in that sense, things are going fucking wild. The crowd itself has turned against each other. Those of you looking into the crowd, and granted this is happening within one turn of combat, so about 6 seconds. Those of you cannot spot Glasriel anywhere or any sign that this is what was expected or...
Can I send a message to him? Or is this...
on your turn.
Oh.
We're not there yet.
Okay.
And so, the other thing that happens, and Sai, you're going to be the first person to be able to react to this, is some demons extract themselves from the melee that has begun and have begun jumping and climbing into the pit itself.
Yeah.
After all, the only way to move up is to take out the people above them.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, we pick up Sai. It is your turn.
Oh boy. Okay.
To lay out the scene a little bit more, the 19 to 20 stories of bleachers and stands that surround this pit are pandemonium and chaos. There's probably about 15 to 20 demons that are attempting to make their way into the pit in some way. Some are climbing down the walls like weird spider monkeys. Some are just leaping. The gates behind you, where you were led into the arena, are open. They were never closed behind you. So there is an escape exit. However, you guys do know that to go out the way you came in is a long path back to the top. and out to the front door. However you would like to negotiate from here is up to you. To the state of all of you, most of you are standing perfectly fine. Marleman is very quickly bleeding out on the ground.
Can I ask a quick
Bleeding out at regular speed.
clarifying question?
Yes. Sure.
I'm just trying to remember the details of what our agreement with Galadriel.
Glasriel.
Galadriel.
Galadriel, yeah. Okay.
Yes, Galadriel.
I know. I was like, it sounded like Galadriel with a Z to me, but I'm just trying to remember like the details of what we agreed. I know he said like distract a certain amount of time, kill him if you can, and then
Get out.
I believe he said we can be on our merry.
Yeah, then it said we
And
can
then-
get the hell out we'll be able to get out in the ensuing like melee.
Was that what it was?
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
Basically
Essentially.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say he did emphasize when he was laying out this plan to you, if you can.
Okay. I couldn't.
Not if you can escape, more kill him if you can.
I remember the kill him was kill him if you can. He wasn't necessarily anticipating us murdering him. But
Perhaps not.
But that's why I couldn't remember if if there was a plan to regroup with him.
No, I don't believe
Nope.
there ever was.
Okay.
And even if there were a plan that he had laid out, what just happened was not a part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't bother.
Well, I didn't know if
basically.
it was like
Yeah.
it was like
Two-
this isn't
two
quite
bits of-
according to plan, but we
Yeah.
can still like make
Two
it
bits of
work
other
for-
important clarifying information that you guys would have known if we had done this sooner to that conversation happening.
Yeah.
He had asked for about 3 to 5 minutes to enact the coup.
Yes.
Right.
And you guys killed the Demogorgon faster than that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we gave him something better than a distraction.
Sure.
If I
Yeah.
remember correctly,
We gave him a
it
permanent
was 2
distraction.
minutes.
It was 2 minutes.
Exactly.
Regardless, we gave him a permanent fucking distraction. So now
Yeah,
we can
right.
do our own
Get the
shit.
fuck out of here.
Okay.
Well,
So I was just
Neil is-
making sure there wasn't like a goal we should be working towards besides
Nah,
getting.
like basically, like we never needed to care what that guy wanted, but now we
Yeah.
extra don't need to care what that
Okay.
guy
Right.
wants.
Wait, was
Okay.
he gonna close the portal behind us? I forget about that.
No,
No.
that's
This
something we
guy
do once
is
we get to the
completely
portal.
uninvolved with
Yeah, the-
portal plan.
All right, let's get the
Like,
fuck
has
out of here.
nothing to do with that.
As far as we know, yeah.
As far as we care or are
Yeah.
aware.
Is
He is
way
just
here.
So
our role with him, with the potential exception of Phaedra, wink, is over.
so for clarification's sake, this arena is in the middle of the city, right?
Oh, yes.
We have to
Okay.
get outside the city.
So yeah, we have to get not only outside the
We gotta
city, we have to get a ways outside the city.
Mhm.
So we have to find some sort of like transportation because
Eh.
we're not gonna hoof this shit.
Sai, how long does it
Well,
take to cast
yeah, I know.
spells? I can't remember.
How what?
How long does it take you to cast to get an elemental?
1 minute, and I'm out of spells.
I was about to say,
So-
it's spells he doesn't have.
I can turn into
Well, I know I can summon a fae, but I'll still need a minute. I
It's
can
fine.
still do that.
It's fine.
You're also,
I also-
a little
I also
quiet,
can't do
Heather,
that
just so you
here.
know. You're a little quiet.
Who?
Heather, you're a little
Oh.
loud, Jay.
Sorry.
Nah.
Sorry, I'll try to be quiet.
No, it's...
All right, so it's Sai's turn, and we're gonna all
Yeah,
run.
you were fine.
Yeah.
So,
So
Sai, it is your turn. What are you doing, buddy?
we need to get the fuck out of here. Where's everybody relative to the doors?
Nyx is technically closest to the door.
As I normally.
All of you guys are kind of about 40 to 50 feet up, or north and to the left of the door.
Okay. Are there any of the demons? Is it demons or devils?
Demons. Devils are the hells.
Right. Are there any devils around our exit?
Make a quick perception check.
False. Oh, that's gonna be pretty good when I roll it. That's a 9. That's not good.
Okay. There are no demons crawling the walls around the door.
Okay.
And there are no jumping down in front of it either.
Okay. I'm gonna point at Phaedra, yell at her to grab Marlon, and let's get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna move towards the door and prepare an Eldritch Blast in case anything comes like rushing at one of my friends or
Okay.
to intercede us.
Okay. You move your full movement towards the door and prep an Eldritch Blast ready to go.
Right.
Nyx, you are up.
Okay. Okay. I forgot the turn order. I didn't think I was next. I'm sorry.
You're technically at the top of the order. Sai's at the bottom of the order.
I know. I remember that I was at the top of the order, but I didn't know where Sai was in the order. So
I think I'm right after. Is that correct?
You are right after, yes.
Okay, let me wash my hands then. Also, can you guys hear my washing machine, my dishwasher?
Yeah.
No?
Okay, then I'm just gonna leave my mic on then, because
Okay.
I've been muting it because the dishwasher is right in front of me. So
Nope, you're good.
All's well.
Nice dishwasher. Quiet.
I can't.
Anyway. So, Nyx, what are you doing?
So I wanted to check my one healing spell, but I don't know if it would really help because Marleman's like knocked out, right?
Marleman is about to die.
I'm about to die. I'm one death
If you
away
have
from
any healing of
helps.
any
I know.
sort,
I think healing word. I don't know if I'm close enough for healing word.
How close do you have to be?
That's what I was trying to find, but when I looked on Hard Codex, it wasn't
Healing word is 60 feet.
60.
You're-
I
Yeah.
could go in.
it would be very
Yeah.
difficult for you to be too far away.
You could
I don't-
shout a healing word at him and then run if you wanted to.
If I'm
Okay,
incapacitated,
so-
can I not give her one of my sorcery points to get that double range?
I mean, you also
You'd also-
can't
I don't
give
think
sorcery
I-
point, period.
I don't
Oh,
think
I thought I could give that bonus to
Also
somebody
got
else.
it then, and I
No.
just
Sorcerer?
I can't remember. I thought I
But,
was,
but also no.
but my
Okay.
healing word spell was like a special cantrip that I learned that Gary gave me. That's not
Yep.
like normally in my spell book, and so I don't
Correct.
know what
It's
spell
in
book
mine.
it's in.
It's in
You-
mine.
It's in
No,
Druid. Okay.
Yeah, you learned it from Tiandra.
Okay.
Oh, word.
Okay. I found it. Can I have dice?
Ooh.
So pretty.
Okay, so it's 1d4 plus my spell casting ability modifier, and I can cast it at higher levels. I don't think I used any spell slots.
You cannot cast it at higher levels. You can only cast it.
I
at
can only
its
cast
level.
as a cantrip. Okay,
Correct.
word. Okay, so it's just 1d4 plus my spell casting modifier, which is
Should be your
Yeah.
It's your int, yeah.
it's my int.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are technically a wizard.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's this number, right, Rand?
Spell.
It's the
Spell attack. Yeah, that's my.
no, not your spell attack, just your spell mod.
What is your intelligence modifier?
Oh, spell casting
Oh.
ability intelligence. Yeah.
Oh,
Plus 3.
plus 3.
There you go.
Okay, so 1d4 plus 3. So I can do that at least.
I think this motherfucker not be dying.
Yep. All right.
Wait.
3 plus 3 is 6. I can give him.
Marleman, you heal 6 hit points,
Woo!
and you are no longer dying.
Okay.
Wait, it's 1d4?
Yeah, that's it. It's
Oh,
this,
yeah.
It's a
at the
cantrip.
cantrip level, it's like a band aid.
Sorry,
You know,
yeah.
like a really flimsy band aid.
It
It
is
stops
also
him
currently
from
exactly
dying.
what we need.
Yeah, so I don't use it very often, but it seems like the thing right
I just
now.
never do it at that level. so
No,
I
why
just
would
use-
you? Yeah. Anyway, so I do that because Marleman is dying and I'm panicked. And then I would start trying to like help like my friends. Like I would start trying to help my friends like get to the door. Like if Marleman
Okay.
did help like getting up, you know, like
You would have to run to Marleman and then run backwards. So
okay. Would
and
that help?
you only have no.
Okay. If it wouldn't help him, I guess. Then I
Just
guess
leave him.
I mean,
It's fine.
essentially what you would be doing is you'd be using probably about 20, 25 feet of movement to run over, use your action to pick him up so he wouldn't lose half his movement standing up.
Well,
and
that
then
would
using the
help
rest of your
then.
movement. Yes, in the long and short of it, yes, it would.
Okay, well then I do that.
Okay. So you run your 25 feet over to him, pick up Marleman, who is still groggy, not really paying attention, just coming back to consciousness, trying to figure out why he's not a Dragonborn anymore. Like, there's a lot of questions that's going through poor Marleman's head.
But Marleman, like, I just want you to visualize actually, like, Nyx, like, wedging herself under, like, him, and, like,
Like
pushing,
you
like,
burrowing under the.
Yeah.
up.
And then you use your other 25 feet of movement, which you get from haste, to book it out.
Yes.
Cool. Which you are close to losing haste, by the way. Just keep
Yes.
that in mind.
Do I get, because they're boots, do I get a point, because we've never had to deal with this before, do I get a point of exhaustion when it ends?
We established that that's not the rule. You're not able to take action for that turn, but who knows whether we're going to be in initiative order when that happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will see. But yeah, thankfully the
Well, I
exhaustion.
can't remember.
Because technically Trev wouldn't be able to do anything right now.
Nah, she was before me. I would be one turn after her. I guess. Well,
No, your haste spell ended last turn because Marleman went unconscious.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of what I did most recently. It's been a fucking long time.
Yes.
You
like
slashed the
Milo.
shit out of a Demogorgon.
Oh right, and then I just like.
And then, so you slashed the shit out of him. Demogorgon's turn was immediately after yours. He knocked Morgan down, or Marleman down, and then hit him once more, which failed his first death save. Marleman failed his second death save via the bad acidic black blood.
Black ooze. Yeah.
So no, you technically have not done anything since your haste spell was lost on you.
All right, so I'll chill. That's fun.
But because of where we are right now, it is now Marleman's turn.
Okay. What is the whole gist now? We're running, right? Like,
So you wake up.
yeah, like what is going on in my life right now?
You wake up. Demogorgon is not there.
Okay.
The arena is in pandemonium. Sai has begun running for the door behind you, and you are laying on the ground. Suddenly, there is, as you are blinking, a small gnome wedges itself into your back and lifts you onto your feet.
What happened?
Oh,
All of a sudden I was up, and then I was down.
asking me?
Yeah.
And, oh, right. And Marleman, you hurt a lot.
Yeah, like
you got 6 HP back, but you still hurt a bunch.
I think the scene is absolutely the way you kind of described it, but after it's like I get one of those like moments, right? And then it's just cough, blood in my hands. Like, we need to. And I'm looking around. I'm taking this like kind of dazed look of just like the madness that is occurring in this current, like what is happening right now. And
there's a lot.
It's the. This is going to sound bad, but this is the World War II movie shell shock.
Yeah.
Feeling, or just war movie shell shock, where you're just like.
Except all the people who are like dying in slow motion are people that none of us know. It's just
What I mean to say is, it's more of watching my friends defend and just like do a bunch of crazy shit.
Everything feels like it's going in slow motion.
So are we leaving?
Yeah.
Seems like everybody is leaving. Yeah.
All right. I stand up and I brush off my knees and I kind of like clean myself up a little bit, cough out blood, and then look for an exit. Do we have an exit?
You have a very large door that you came in.
Hold on. I need to do something real quick. Do we want me to make a teleportation circle?
Well, like,
Yeah, can you just get out from here?
Can I do that here?
How long
Are you asking
I was about to say,
that out
how
loud?
long is the casting time on that, Marleman?
That's the part where I don't remember. Hold on.
Can you do it while, especially if you have to draw something, can you do it while a cadre of demons is running up on you?
Can you defend me?
Also, we can't do it in
Unlikely
the
from that
arena.
quantity. There's like
You have to cast for a minute.
And we
It said
can't,
there were
do it
like
tomorrow.
20 of them.
we can't do it in the arena. It's
No.
shielded.
We don't know if that's still true, but
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't know if that's still true.
but we can't risk
Yeah, we
taking a
cannot
minute to
guar-
do
it's
it
not worth
and then have it
endangering everybody in case it is.
Yeah.
I am going to grab my necklace, and I'm just going to wing this one and pull out a guitar of a sort. And I'm
Yes.
gonna,
My
Yeah,
fire alarm
yeah.
is going off.
Yes, it is. You check on that.
You're gonna play a guitar though?
I'm going to
Hot
pull a
legs.
guitar out of my necklace, and I'm going to strum a very discordant sound, just like a, and basically just taking the best strum I can at anything that I think I know, and I'm going to turn invisible.
Nice.
Shit.
All right.
Well, all right.
That's potentially going to make what I'm going to do harder.
No, don't do it. You
Find
have
out.
to dog.
Well, what are you thinking? There it is.
Nice.
Here's Wonderwall.
So proud of you.
Someone
there's a
burned
room
their
over
sausages.
there. The room over there has got 3 guitars in it and 2 bass guitars, and I
Yeah, this is our corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what mine looks like. Yep. So Gary, so what I said I was going to do, Craig, unless you have any other objections,
It's not up to me.
I am trying to basically just protect my ass. I
Okay.
have 6 HP. I really
do.
don't want to get fucked up.
This is true.
And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say out loud, "I'm behind you," and then I pull out of my necklace. I pull a guitar, and I just Ryan, Ryan. I strum
Oh,
just
God.
the most discordant, fast note, just a.
Nailed it. And you're what?
I
Are you
turn.
casting invisibility?
Yes.
Okay. You are invisible. Are you then using your movement to run?
Yeah. Yes. Then I am going to follow anybody that is.
Okay. You
Right.
get in front of Nyx.
So wait. So
and
before
right
actually,
behind Sai.
Recon. Before I do this, I'm definitely like, because Sai was like, we need to go somewhere before we do the teleportation.
Uh-huh.
That's when I'm like, okay, where's the safest place for us to go next?
Probably waves.
We have to go back to where we came in. The-
Okay,
The portal way back.
I'm gonna make my way in that direction.
Okay. You turn invisible and start running after Sai. Lair action, which is also known as a lot of bad shit.
Boy.
Fuck up Gordon's day.
Invisible.
We
Knight
have
get hit, and then I can't find him.
that is true.
Behind me.
That would be somewhat hilarious. You start to see the first creatures begin to land inside of the arena itself. The first ones down are the. Sorry, I'm trying to type in words so I can grab a picture for you. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Of course I did. Are the orange and blue? Or no, I'm sorry. It's the weird invisible stalker things that Sai, Trev, and Phaedra. You fought one of them as part
Remember,
of your
I know
challenge.
what like all this shit was. You can just tell
Yes.
us the names also.
It's a baboo.
Uh,
About 3 of them hit the ground and begin to skitter their way across the arena towards all of you. They're still 30 feet or so away from the closest one of you, as they are just using their dash action to move as quickly as possible. But they're still some distance away. Trev,
all right,
technically, you can't do anything.
cool.
But rereading this, it says you take no actions is the phrasing of it. So I think you can still move.
All right. Well, the first thing Trev's going to do is he's going to pull a potion of superior healing out of his pocket, and he's going to
Okay.
say, "Hey, Marla." Oh. And then he's going to put it back in his pocket because he has no fucking clue where his good friend he's really trying to heal is.
Yeah, he's got a gun.
Now, don't worry.
Real quick, out of curiosity,
I are also going.
can you give me an item if it's
I can
not?
like hold it up and you can run and grab it.
The 3 of us who.
He is in the opposite direction of the door.
Oh Lord.
Wait, who
Well,
is?
I mean, if I can't
You-
do anything
or-
but move,
Yeah.
I would love to get like I don't. partially
I'll be
Trev would do the stupid thing of just like take the fight to everybody else to give give these people time to leave, but since he can't bring himself to lift his weapon right now, basically, that's not really in the cards. So what he's actually going to do is like brandish a potion, try to make it obvious to an invisible Marleman that he's trying to give it to him, and like hold it up and just like head towards where Sai is going.
Okay, so you start running towards the door, holding a potion in the air, just like, it's the weirdest
Like,
relay
hey!
race.
Marleman, grab this.
And we'll see what happens on Marleman's turn with that one.
So let me ask you a quick question, though. That was the question that I had, was if it's not his turn, could he have given me an item?
No.
Okay. Well, I know
especially because you ran away from him.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You are fully in front of him.
Invisible, because before that, he was like, "Oh, I've got a thing, but if you're going to do that,
you also ran away from him, so he is chasing to catch up to where you were."
I'm asking this question in relation to we had discussed him doing something prior to me running away.
Right. Well, here's the thing. One,
I'm not going to. I'm just asking.
Yeah, it's an important. It's a playstyle thing about
clarifications.
me is that I don't like doing that. I don't like being like, "Hey, I'm going to do something that your action is going to like change."
Yeah.
Unless it's like a team play thing, like this is chaos or whatever. This is all spur of the moment decisions. I'm not gonna like tell you what I'm gonna do to change it.
No, also just some quick rules clarification as well, just so you guys kind of know this. One, taking an item that is handed to you is technically an action. I have it be a bonus action because using your full action just to take something that is handed to you is kind of crazy. Two, drinking a potion is an action.
Except for Trev, right?
Except for Trev, who has a thing. It is actually a feat that I plan on writing up in full called Potions Master. But
I understand now.
But yes, so you both used your movement to move away from him and used your action to turn invisible.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm aware.
so I'm
aware of what.
I altered what I was going to do to try and make it possible for it to happen next. Like soon.
Yes, you guys have created
All
the
good.
goofiest. You guys have created the goofiest relay race. Meanwhile, Trunks is going to look at this whole situation, still raging. Briefly turn to go and charge himself at the Babu that are charging across the arena at him, but then he catches Phaedra's eye, realizes what he's about to do, turns and runs back towards Sai.
Oh,
and begins to run for the door.
I just give him a look like. You gotta get out.
Armil.
Let me see. I think I'll probably just like head out. I don't know. Can I heal Marleman if he's invisible?
You would have to roll a good perception check to try and figure out where he is.
You're the most likely one who could.
I mean, I'll give it a shot.
You do have good elf eyes.
Use your elf nose.
I'm gonna use all my elf senses.
Marleman just smells.
Caramel,
Good,
what
don't
do your
worry.
elven eyes see?
Even love.
Even
Just find the scent of the ocean, and that's where Marleman is.
Dude, these dice are popping off because they're beautiful. Oh, do I add anything to perception? No, perception is just what I roll on the dice.
It's whatever
Just-
your perception skill is. I don't know if you're proficient in perception.
Oh,
I
fuck.
don't think he is.
Hang on, let me check.
He has the highest path.
No, I definitely am, dude. I have
Yeah.
plus 10 perception.
Yeah, so
Okay,
dice plus 10 is your perception.
26.
Okay, looking around and looking towards where you saw Marleman like begin to lean to run before he went invisible, you look down into the dirt, and even in the chaos, you can see the tiny poof, poof, poof of where some human footsteps are going.
From
Oh,
there,
yeah.
just no pattern at all. Just fucking trying to get away. There's some limping. You can tell that I'm dragging my heels. Like,
I'm gonna do well, once I do this, I'm gonna run after. So
Okay.
if you want to like move on, I'm just gonna healing word at level 3 for Marleman.
Okay, you do so, and we'll move on from. And then you're running for the door.
I'll just shout out what I
And Fadra.
Okay, since Caramel healed Marleman, how
How much?
How
Y-
far
y-
apart are the
1 second.
demons that are chasing us, like from each other?
Like 5 feet. Like, it's probably a 15-foot line of Babu.
Okay.
I just like saying Babu. It's a great name.
Okay. I'm going
Yes.
to cast
Babu.
confusion on them.
Okay, do they have to make a save of some kind?
1 second. Where are you, confusion? There you are. They have to make
Hi, puppy.
a wisdom save.
Well, they're not very good at that. So,
Says each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere. So would that be all three?
oh, for sure.
She wagged the tail. Oh, she's wagging the tail.
That is a fail from one, a cock from the other, a fail from another, and the third.
Papa.
That is a 15, which I assume still fails. Okay, so yes, all three fail.
Excellent. Just look at the confusion spell. So, an affected target can't take reactions and must roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns to determine its behavior for that turn. And then depending on what they roll, will determine where they go if they attack somebody else. So, do I roll or I don't know. I guess I can keep the spell open so that way we determine what happens to them. But I'm basically trying to keep them from getting to us as much as I can.
Okay.
And then bonus action, I'll use my spiritual weapon because it's still up to kind of, get as close as I can and act as another barrier for them. I'm not going to have it attack. I'm just going to have it kind of between us and them to just be another thing that they have to try and avoid.
Cool.
And then I'll use the rest of my movement to start running with everybody else.
Cool. You turn tail and start running as well after setting up a wall of confused enemies and a spiritual weapon.
Yep.
Sai, as you begin to cross the threshold into the tunnel, the darkness of the tunnel itself envelops your eyes for a second, and it does take you a quick blink just to kind of get accustomed. And as you do, you look up and you see 3 Armanites charging down the tunnel at you. That's what you get for rolling a shitty perception, my friend.
Fun. Are they like 3 abreast, or is like there one in the front and 2 behind?
There is one leading the way, and then 2 slightly behind that one.
Okay. All right. So the hallway's big enough so that they're not like stacked one up.
The hallway is big enough for a Balor to have walked out of at some point in time.
Fair point.
It is a large cavernous thing.
Okay. How far away are they?
They're probably about 60 feet or so, charging down the way towards you.
Shit. Okay. I yell that we have incoming, and this is a called shot, but I'm going to try to blow the legs out from under the first one with a Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Because if any of them get to me, I am dead.
Marleman, you healed 14. I'm not sure if you saw that.
All right. So, yeah, all 3 going at his legs. What do I need to hit?
He's a leggy creature. I'm not going to give you a problem on that.
Okay. So 3 blasts will be an 18, a 5, and a 19.
Well, 2 of those hit.
Yeah. Cool. So 2d10. He takes 15 damage to the host.
Okay. Via all 3.
Well, 2 hit.
Yeah. The Armanite takes these 2 Eldritch Blasts in the front legs, and you do see them begin to buckle, and he does slow down a bit, causing there to be a bit of a traffic jam behind him.
That's fun.
We'll see the effects of that.
So this is just a straight-ass tunnel, like just forward and backwards, nothing to the sides.
Yep, just a straight tunnel.
Okay, I will scooch over to one side a little bit to make room for the rest of my people.
Are you
Other
still
than
running
that.
down the tunnel, or are you staying in the doorway?
I was gonna stay in the doorway and be like usher everybody through and
Okay.
like close the doors
Okay.
on the way. But
Oh, there aren't.
Bro,
Roll
you should
another-
boogie. You should get the fuck out. Like,
roll another perception check.
literally, there are people coming towards us up the tunnel. I can't
The
get. dick.
DC on this perception check is a 5. If you fuck this up, I'm kicking you out of the party.
Well, considering I got a 23.
Okay. Realizing that you screwed up in looking for enemies before, you quickly cast your eyes around. You realize that this doorway that you're in does not have doors.
Yeah.
It has a gate that will crash down from the ceiling. That is currently recessed into the ceiling itself.
And then, do I also see the trigger for it, the mechanism?
You do not.
We can see about making that happen, but
Yeah. There are
but-
other options besides a switch.
So there are baboos chasing us from the arena, and there are
Correct.
armor knights coming at us from the corridor we entered the arena to.
Correct.
Oh boy. Okay. Rock and a hard place.
Next up is Nyx.
Okay.
Nyx, you, just assuming you use at least 25 of your movement to continue running towards the door, you do pass an invisible man, and then get probably about 10 feet or so from the doorway.
Yeah, I mean that's about all I got, I think, right now.
I mean, you have another 25 feet of movement.
Oh, I
I
do?
was just saying it takes you about half to get 10 feet away from the cavern,
Oh, from the cavern?
from the tunnel, the
Arena.
hallway,
Yeah.
the way out.
Yes. I thought that's what I was going to.
Yes, I was just, what I was saying was, assuming you were going to use at least half to run towards the door,
Yeah.
and then are you using the full movement to get there?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I
You run the other 10 feet.
plan.
You run the other 10 feet. You pass close to Sai, who you now see is standing in the doorway. You look down. You see these 3 hooved assholes who are now stumbling over themselves. What would you like to do?
Say what the hell, Sai?
And I point again and yell, incoming.
Okay.
Would have been nice before.
I did that.
Are they like sentient?
Literally, I did
They're
that.
the demon centaurs that you fought before.
The guys who brought us
Which
to
are sentient, right? Like we talked.
Oh,
to them.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Like they're not like monsters.
Yeah. I mean, they are monsters, and they're not particularly bright, but they are sentient.
So I want. They're still conscious, right? Like they're fucked
Yes.
up in the legs, but they're conscious, right? So
Yes, one of them is fucked up in the legs. The other 2 are fine. They're just trying to get around their friend.
I'm gonna try and say, like, hold on. We literally don't need to fight. We are just trying to get out that door.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can I have my die?
Yes. You got this.
I don't know. I literally don't know what my persuasion is.
The most.
You're not proficient in it, so it's just D20 plus your charisma modifier.
Charisma. Where are you? Do I even +1? 12?
Okay. They do look at you at least. And the 2 who are attempting to get around their friend do get around their friend and keep charging.
Okay.
Marleman. Marleman, you're going to have that spell I gave you on your next rest.
Thank you. So what am I past the door? Am I in the door? Have I?
You use about half your, or how much your movement? 30 feet?
30 feet.
Yeah, you use about half to get to the doorway or so.
Oh, okay. Okay, for right now, you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, it takes you 15 feet to get to where Nyx and Sai are standing.
Okay. What do I see? Just the three
you
guys?
see,
The three
you
things?
see an Armonite who has stumbled and is fallen back a bit, and 2 that are charging down the corridor at you.
Oh boy.
it's funny to say, charging down the corridor since all of these things are happening at almost like bullet time. So you can tell that they're charging, though they're not currently moving because it's not their turn.
You also heard Nyx yell, like, just let us out the door. And then
and then nothing happened.
And heard me yell incoming.
Okay.
And heard somebody shout that they have a healing.
Well, I'm still invisible,
so
so
many things.
You can still
Doesn't mean
grab
death.
things. I'm holding it out.
all right. So
Probably
wait, so
standing next to each other too at this point.
then before, if I were to not have taken my 15 feet yet,
Yeah, there is a Trev within 5 feet of you.
okay, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay, you grab it.
There you are.
Throw it on the ground.
I would kill you myself.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna tap on his opposite shoulder, and then I'm gonna say, "Thanks, buddy." And
Trev, make a wisdom check.
Why? I don't. Isn't it a prerequisite that I have to care that he did this?
Oh,
That
what
is
would
fair.
you check for if
I
you
would also say it's
Natural
probably-
20. Fuck
where
off.
he passed
All right,
you.
natural 20. You know exactly what just happened. Don't care.
Okay, all right. So I was gonna say that should be a dex check, honestly, but I'll take it.
Well, it's how wise are you to look at the shoulder that's tapped or the other one?
Oh, okay.
I'm changing the inventory.
So then what I'm gonna do is take those 15 feet after I'm gonna get up to the door. I'm gonna see the nonsense that's happening there.
Okay.
So you're saying drinking is an action, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna take a gamble here. Well, first off, can I do any of those things? Do we have any reason to believe that those things are like on fire or something? Like, do they do fire damage? Like, I'm trying to cast a spell, and my thought is if we've encountered these before, I just don't personally remember.
You have encountered them. You have fought them. You know that fire doesn't do great against them, but it's not. They're not immune.
Well, no,
One might use the term they are resistant.
Okay, that's fine. Then fine. I'm gonna take a gamble with this anyway. I'm gonna look at one of the ones. How far away is one of the ones that's charging at us?
60 feet.
Perfect. I'm going to cast Ice Tomb.
Okay.
Shit.
The cat's
Okay.
On the one that's like one of the ones that's running at us. The one that looks more weak. He needs to do a strength save.
Okay. Please give me 1 second.
Well, first off, he takes 2d8 cold damage.
Well, I thought he had to make a strength save first.
Nope. The spell is the target takes 2d8 cold damage and must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained.
Ah, fair enough. All right, friend. What is your strength?
What spell is that?
Ice Tomb.
It is not one of your saves.
I don't know if I
Still looking pretty good. That is a 14 on the save.
That dude does not.
All right, he is restrained, and he
So he
takes how
takes-
much ice damage?
2d8 ice damage.
2d8. Well, you need to
let
roll
me get my dice out here. I don't have physical ones, so we're just going to do this. 2d8, roll. He takes 10 damage.
Noise.
And he is
Okay.
restrained.
He is restrained, no longer running.
He's restrained by this ice and can use its action to make a strength check against my spell save DC. If it succeeds, it's no longer restrained.
Okay, so on his next turn, he's going to try and get out.
At the end of each of its turns, the target takes 1d8 cold damage.
Fuck. That's fucked up. All right.
I'm not going to tell you for your knowledge a thing. No, you gave me this spell. I'm not going to tell you a thing.
You do have to tell me I am the DM.
Oh, the ice can be melted. If it's exposed
I assumed that. That's neither here nor there.
if it's exposed to fire, which is why I was querying you earlier about that.
No, they are not on fire.
It was like, are they exuding heat or flames?
Now I understand what you were asking.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Anyway,
so
it is now the layer. Oh, right. Go ahead and finish up.
And then I'm also going to tap the two of these guys on the shoulders and say, "Hey guys, sorry, what did I miss?"
Great. Next is the lair actions. I have to roll for the confused folks at D10. Fader?
Yep.
That is a 6.
creature doesn't move or take actions this turn.
Cool. They are stuck and not chasing you. But what do we got? Oh, we got a nin.
Pony, you can't have this.
You guys, those of you who are still looking at the arena and not at the Armonites coming down the hallway, see quite possibly the most disgusting creature you have ever seen schlorp its way into the arena. It is a humanoid-esque shape with oozing, blistered skin, one tiny shriveled arm, and one long kind of tentacly arm that you see a mouth on the end of. It also has a regular mouth as well. Trev, as you are one of the people who would still be paying attention to this side, it is called a rudderkin.
A what now?
Oh,
A rudderkin.
Gross.
Gary, the guys who I hit with confusion can make a wisdom save at the end of their turn.
I already rolled it. They did not save.
Okay, thank you. Making sure.
Don't worry. They rolled a 2, a 3, and a 7.
Excellent.
That is what that looks like. And it begins schlumbering its way across the arena towards you guys.
Oh, thank you.
But it is relatively slow.
Very fast, does it? Yeah.
No, it does not.
It sounds slow.
It is gross, but it is slow.
No, most gross things are.
Yeah, and that has also joined the arena. On the other side of things, the Armonites. Huh?
Nah. Forget it. It's a conversation for later.
Okay. What is the fastest gross thing?
Forget it.
I could tell you if I wanted to. On the other side of things, I need to.
Yeah.
Why can I not? Why is this not? Thank you. God damn it. The Armonites, the one that is ice tombed is going to attempt to break free. That is an 11, so he does not. The one that has stumbled cannot take his dash action, so he can only move his regular 60 feet. But he does move the 60 feet to you and is now basically looming at you, just not quite close enough to actually hit you. The other one that was not stumbled and not slowed down and not restrained does get close to y'all and is going to swing at the one who attempted to do bad things to his friend's knees.
Oh, good. Not the one to persuade.
No, you get the feeling that even though they did hear you and listen to you, he doesn't super notice you.
Boo. Sad.
There are other people doing worse things.
There are other people doing worse things, and there are other people who are bigger.
I also have to announce real quick that I forgot that this is a thing that I should have. Gary probably knows this, but I didn't say it out loud. I'm no longer invisible.
Yep.
Oh, correct. You cast a spell, so you're not invisible.
Okay.
I'm hiding behind those two.
Oh, entirely. That I did know.
It was definitely hand on both shoulders. Hey guys, like
yeah.
Marlon.
Hey, you're just gonna stand in between me and this thing. Thank you.
Yeah, but I stopped one of them. I did an all right job there.
You did a job.
That's one of my most useful spells. Thank you, Gary.
Listen, you made so only one's attack.
I've been waiting for that to work.
That is true. You've been
a person who is one death save away from death with 6 HP would be expected to act. I agree.
That is true.
I'm so fucking worried. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Wait.
I'm so glad that worked.
I thought you had 20 HP now.
He has healed back up.
Oh,
not
right.
by a lot.
20. Technically, I have 20, which is 20% of my HP.
But you're not the most hurt person in the party.
No.
Astoundingly, speaking of which,
What the fuck? Who was hurt?
Me.
sized about
I'm
to
on
fall
death's
over.
He's also the one that is standing by the door like...
Yep. Yeah.
He's
Why can I not find this damn thing stat block? What the fuck? There it is. Thank you. God damn it. So it's going to multi-attack at you with all 3 of its actions.
Of course it is.
First things first is the hooves. I completely missed my roller, and that's a natural 1. So it attempts to kind of step on you almost with its hooves, and completely whiffs it as you duck out of the way. The momentum of both the running and this completely missing causes him to kind of stumble forward a bit. He does lose 1 of his attacks for that, but he does whip around with its tail.
Yep.
That is a natural 20. I just rolled a 1 and then a 20.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy, this is how things go for you there, buddy.
Just fucking slam me into the wall.
Yeah. As you kind of take a moment to not quite chuckle, but at the very least take a moment to like, ha, fucker. The tail does catch you right in the center and drives you into the wall, driving the breath out of you. You take... Am I rolling the right die? 11 points of slashing damage. So could have
Only
been
11?
worse. Yeah, could have been way worse.
Still up?
Yeah, I'm not doing good, but I'm up.
Hooray.
Yeah, and that's those 3. The other one does take 1d8 of cold damage. Which do you want to roll for that one, Marlon?
Say again. I'm sorry.
Roll a d8 for me. I need the cold damage.
Right on.
I need the cold damage.
You take 8 damage.
All right, it takes another 8 damage. It's not thrilled about that fact.
Does it strength check?
I failed that already.
Failed that too. He's still restrained.
Yep, Trevathan.
Cool. How far am I from the nearest murderable target?
About 15 feet or so from the one that just slammed its tail into Sai.
Word, I'm going to kill the shit out of it.
All right, swing away, pony boy, swing away.
Trevor,
Swing away.
one thing.
That's a lot.
Murdering.
It's like a fucking 26 or something.
That will hit. Also, Jay, your camera did freeze, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
How far are we from my turn?
A full rotation, give or take.
Okay.
And the second one was what the fuck is math? 25.
Useful.
Yeah.
That does hit.
Cool. This.
Yes.
This. Oh, Jesus.
Here, dude.
So, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That first attack, we're going to call 36 slashing damage,
Okay.
13 radiant damage.
Cool.
And that second
Cool thing to it. Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say 36 slashing and how much
13.
radiant? 13, okay.
And the second one,
Want to make sure you didn't just one-shot this thing.
28 slashing damage,
Uh-huh.
and 15 radiant damage.
Okay, you do two-shot this thing as you bifurcate it across the middle.
Now, the only other thing I would like to do, my grizzly task completed, now that I believe I'm within the door, like on
You
the
are.
non-arena side of the door, I would like to like look around, like glance around a bit, look around to see if there is any, like, if I can find anything about like mechanisms for this fucking door.
Glancing around is
I got
roll a
vision, like
yeah.
probably
Roll a
just-
perception. It's not a particularly high DC.
Oh, fine.
Sit down. Sit down.
16.
Okay. In both combination of having come out this door a couple of times for battle, and your quick glance around right now, you do both put together and see that the mechanisms for this door are elsewhere. That something else controls these doors that are not here.
All right, so we're not going to be able to shut this thing the easy way, or like whatever, but we probably need to get through here and shut this behind us, right? That's to everybody else.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's do that.
All right. Trunks gets into the tunnel as well, and immediately goes to drop kick the other Armadite that is there. He rolled a natural 20 and a natural 17, so those are both going to hit.
Yeah.
Your boyo was just saving him up. He didn't want to use him on the big guy.
True.
It's fine. I'll take him kicking through all the little guys. Well,
Yeah.
Problem with that.
And then he rolls a 1 on his damage die. Good job, buddy. 27 on the first hit, and better roll, 17 on the second. So he leaves some very serious indentations inside this thing, and as it was already weak, it looks pretty fucked up. Armel.
Am I in the tunnel?
No, you can get there pretty easily.
All right, I'm gonna get there.
All right, you get there.
And geez, should I just mask your wounds, our people, or what?
If you don't, I will. So
Right.
whichever.
Spell slots.
You can do more damage than I can. Is my idea. So I'll do that. Let me just look it up.
Okay. You are going to do that. We will move forward from there.
Can I
wait
hit
for it.
everyone?
I think.
You'll hit everyone but Phaedra, essentially.
I'm okay.
All right. Then I'll hit everyone.
Okay. Speaking of which, Phaedra, you do finish your movement and get into the tunnel. There is a very weak Armadite standing there. Your whole team is now in the tunnel.
Before I move into the tunnel, I use my bonus action to move the spiritual weapon in front of the thing, the gross thing.
Okay.
So be a block.
Okay. It's shambling.
Cool. Run. Get to the tunnel. Okay, so you're curing them. I'm trying to figure out what else I can do. There's one Armadite's down.
Yep.
One
is frozen at the other end of the tunnel.
Okay. And then
one is very weak, standing right in front of you guys.
okay. Was I there for when Trev mentioned the door?
You're all shouting at the moment, so you can hear each other pretty easily.
We know the controls aren't here. We have to keep going.
Sure.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna fucking hit this guy with my hammer.
Okay.
Fire.
Swing the hammer. Everyone, you heal 24 hit points to everyone but Phaedra.
Clear the way. Then.
Yay.
Okay. Where did dice go? Did you?
So you said 24?
Yeah.
24.
Don't eat my dice.
94.
Marlon feeling healthier and healthier as things
Oh
go.
my god. I'm no longer coughing up blood.
22.
22, that will hit.
Plus
Okay. And then Paramount.
118. 108. 19.
I think it's 118.
Where is my Paramount? Okay.
No.
Okay, so 15 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And 5 fire damage.
Okay. That does kill it, so you do.
Out of the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Out of the way.
And clear the way for sure.
Those.
I believe more in her than I believe in myself.
Yeah.
You could have turned into a cool animal.
Even then.
And then you're just using the rest of your movement to move down the tunnel.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I'm gonna hang back and stay as like the last person, just in case things start getting through. Since I'm fairly healthy and I can do some stuff from a distance, I want to make sure that everyone else is getting down the way first.
Okay, you do so. Sai.
Well, okay. I've had better times. How far away is the dude frozen?
60 feet.
Well, I'm not going to get there this turn anyways, but
He also
Okay.
currently cannot move, so
true. But we have to go through him, so
he's not filling the entire tunnel. He's not Demogorgon sized.
that's true.
Like, remember, you just did watch Trev bifurcate one in 2 slashes.
Yeah. So looking at this at the gate, are there any like obvious supports that hold it up and stop it from releasing?
Standing underneath and looking up into it, which in any other circumstance would be a dangerous thing to do, you can see inside that there are gaps. It doesn't fulfill it doesn't fill its little cubby completely, and you can see probably another 20 feet up. You know, the length of the gate itself. What looks to be a chain.
Fuck it. I'm gonna try to blast the chain off to release the gate and hop out of the way before it comes slamming down on me.
Okay. You do push Nyx out of the way.
Yes.
She was standing
Wait,
with
can
you.
I ask a quick? Barbarous is with me, right? Like I was just because he was.
You didn't say that you called him back, but if you want to, I will let you say that right now.
Okay.
Wait.
Barbarous is with me. Like I would have.
He has flown along behind you.
Yeah, I would expect that when the Demogorgon died, that he like kind of like healed, you know, like.
Your still daylight glimmering dagger has returned to you.
Okay.
Oh, good. We can see.
I will not lie. If you had not mentioned it, I was going to scuttle buddy this one, which is take better care of your things.
Yeah, I realized that you might be mean to me about it, so I figured I'd say something.
Solid plan.
Probably smart. Okay.
You are rolling spell attack with disadvantage, size. It is a relatively small gap.
So I'm rolling with this. Okay.
Yep.
So
Eating my phone, you butthead.
first one, neither of those is gonna hit.
It's a chain. It's worth just say it.
Just don't
Okay, so the first one's a 9.
Okay, that you ricochet that one into the stone on the side of the cubby.
Yeah. Second one's a 1.
Well, okay. Did you roll a 1?
No. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I rolled on a spell attack, but
I mean, it's still a critical miss, my friend.
it is still a miss. Yes.
This one, the second one, you dig into the bottom of the gate itself, and actually see the whole thing like light up green for a second, so you have a better idea of how to hit the chain.
Well, good.
But you definitely did not hit that chain.
Well, good, because my last one is a 17.
Okay, that does hit.
Yeah.
Yay!
Well, a 19 and a 17, so I'll take
Roll for damage.
Wait, are we all through the gate?
Yes.
All right, word.
The last one was Nyx, and she was literally just standing in the doorway, so she was shoved forward.
Yeah.
that. So that's going to be 7 damage.
Okay. The chain, you can hear a creak and see a shake in the gate itself, but it hasn't broken loose quite yet. Nyx, you are up.
So is that one still left, the one that was frozen, or are they all gone?
It is frozen 60 feet away from you down the hallway.
Okay. So
It is still alive. You can see it attempting to chip with its lance at the ice around its legs, but
okay. I don't think I can throw that far.
This guy's not going to do anything to us.
Well,
We can leave him.
I mean, I don't know if
If he's
he'll.
able to move, then I think if we try to leave him, he's gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I tried to ask them, just let us walk, run, but let us run through, and they ignored me. And they seem pretty keen on attacking otherwise. So I don't think he will let us just walk through. I think he's outnumbered enough that I could try and ask him again.
you could certainly try.
Can I have my die? Okay. So Nyx, I don't think she can make it like all the way to this guy, but she walks as close kind of as she can, which is haste still going?
Haste ends at the end of this turn.
At the end of this turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get, within 10 feet of them.
Yes,
if you
I can get
want.
within 10 feet of him. So I get within 10 feet of him.
Uh-huh.
And
He's at this ice.
Yeah. And Nyx puts her hands on her hips and she stomps her foot and she says, "Excuse me. I said we just want to get through."
Roll an intimidation check.
Oh, intimidation. Okay, you're gonna do
You're gonna let me speak to your manager, like
How very white woman of you.
Yeah, very Karen move.
big mom energy.
Oh my god.
What? A 5? It looks at you and just growls in a language you don't understand.
Well, he heard me this time.
Oh, he certainly heard you. He growls, "So don't go for," and chuckles as he attempts to pull himself free of this ice to charge at you.
Okay.
In the face.
I'm gonna regret that.
I'm not sure anyone else would be able to hear him, but the one person who speaks Abyssal,
No, Trev.
Yeah.
it is Trev. You hear something about a last meal being delicious. Marlman.
The question is how much of a dick do I want to be to this guy?
Him again.
Don't think that's how it works.
Let me take a look real quick at how many spells. Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm
Let me check my spell slots. All right, we're good.
gonna say the lady asked nicely, and you're not complying. Now you're gonna learn a lesson, and I attempt to banish him.
Okay. What does he have to make?
I am here for this.
Right.
What does he have to make?
Charisma save.
All right, that is a.
I'm gonna say he's probably not the most charismatic of a dude.
No, he's super not. Hey, he does have a +1. That's a 14.
That's pretty. Nope, still no
Nope.
good. So he is.
He is banished.
So what I'm gonna say is, so it says, is he a native to the plane where that he exists? Or
Yes.
I'm asking you the question. Is he native to this plane?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then he goes to a harmless demi-plane.
Okay.
In which case, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's full of Care Bears.
Okay. That's very Frieza of Dragon Ball Super for you.
Him to like a plane of fire.
And then I'm definitely gonna like look at everybody and be like, "Let's go! Come on!"
Trev, you are up.
So, So that guy.
Oh no, sorry. Hang on. There's layer actions first. I forgot that. First up, that dude needs to make a charisma save to see if he can come back. He doesn't. The Babu need to roll a d10 to find out what they do. That is a 9.
One moment. Sorry. Okay. The creature can act and move normally.
Ha! So they are going to sprint the rest of the way closer to you guys. They're about 15 feet away from the gate at this point. Getting close.
It's a smaller arena than I realized. Holy shit.
They are using their full dash actions. They can't do anything else, so they were able to move 90 feet.
And they can make a save again. They're still confused. That was just one of the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. As a 13, a 11, and a 4.
Nope.
Still confused. The shambling fuckhead is going to continue attempting to shamble across, but he is very far away at this point.
He sprinted for a mighty 40 feet.
Yep. Yeah, no, that is exactly what he sprinted.
Nailed it.
A mighty 40 feet. You do see some dretches, which you've seen before. They're tiny, like bug-like creatures almost. Drop into the arena and begin running across, but unless you guys were here for another, 3 turns, probably not going to be a problem, but they are here now.
Wait, we can see through this gate?
The gate's not down.
yet.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought he hit the chain.
He tried.
He hit the
I
chain.
hit it. I didn't totally destroy
Okay,
it,
my bad.
but it is
Um,
mostly destroyed, right?
that's hard for you to say. You know you hit it.
God damn it.
Trev, you are now up.
Gary,
What does it
quick
take
question.
to,
Did he try to strength roll out of ice because he's still in ice?
Isn't
You
he
banished him.
banished him?
He's still technically banished and restrained.
Aren't
That's
they-
a lot of
Wait,
them.
are there still ice, like hoof-shaped ices on the ground?
Yes,
You won't
and you
close?
guys see them twitch a bit as something attempts to wiggle its way out spiritually.
Damn, I was gonna
But he rolled a natural 1, so he
If it
is
got
also
unbanished,
still
I was
restrained.
gonna teleport
And he
right
still
back in.
takes a 1d8 cold damage.
That's why I wanted to find out. Yes.
So do roll your cold damage.
Swear to God, if he dies,
I'm gonna kill this motherfucker not in the same zone. I rolled a 7.
He's still alive, you can tell.
if he dies when he's banished, does he come back?
I mean, he comes back dead eventually.
He will. Yes, his corpse. Yeah, his corpse would totally return.
Yeah. His corpse will come back. Trevathan.
I forget a lot of things.
Go kill the other things.
No, I forget a lot of things.
What's up?
First, what is this like? What is the speed of moving my chain of returning between two weapons?
It's I believe
Can
a
I just-
bonus action to
All right.
yeah.
Damn. And then I don't remember what the speed of activating my right is.
That is also a bonus action.
That's my problem. I cannot do everything I want to do.
We gotta get you to take some levels in fighter, get some action surges.
Listen, it's rare that I need to bonus action twice and do something else.
That is
All right,
fair.
So I can't throw a burning sword at this chain, but I can throw a regular or a radiant one at it, and it'll hopefully get the job done.
So you are still sticking with Dawnbreaker?
I can't do it the other way.
I mean, you could pull the other sword out of your bag of holding if you wanted to.
Yes, but I can't make it fiery.
That is true.
So it'll just be a different sword.
That is a good point. It is with a good shot, you could fit the sword through the gap, but it's got to be a good shot.
Well, we're gonna go for it, I think. And then this is also probably a slightly smaller sword, so it's probably smaller than that other fucking big honking thing.
Oh, it's certainly thinner.
Every sword is smaller than that.
Because there is still a bit of a green glow to the chain itself, you're not rolling with a disadvantage. So good job on that one, Sai.
Wait,
I helped.
forget. What did he do that made that happen? I don't remember.
He Eldritch Blasted it 3 times and hit it once, which caused a green glow on it.
Delightful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw my weapon at it. See
All
what
right.
I can make happen. That seems actually legitimate. That's a 32.
It runs that gap like it's the trench run on the Death Star. Roll for damage.
32. Fuck.
I have a plus 15 to hit with this weapon.
Very good at using the sword, okay?
He also needed to get above a 28 in order to make the hit.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez and crow. Wow.
It's a big sword and a small gap. I made this hard.
I'm just good at exactly one thing.
Yeah.
Putting his sword where he
That's
wants.
not true. He's also really good at making situations awkward.
Also really good at wearing cool sunglasses.
There you go.
Yeah, he pulls it off. I'll take it. All right. That'll cut it, probably. Actually, maybe, hopefully, literally. I don't know if the radiant damage matters, but the slashing damage is 28. And the radiant damage, if it does matter, is 7.
The radiant damage did not matter, as divine justice on a chain is not really useful.
It's an unholy chain. If there were an unholy chain, that would be one of them.
That is fair. The 28, on the other hand, does dig into the chain itself and cause it to snap.
Once I hear a whole bunch of horrible rattling, I'm going to pull the sword back.
Okay, you as quickly as you can with the chain of returning. Catch the sword back in your hand, and sure enough, the gate.
Take a step away from the gate.
Okay. And the gate does crash into the ground. The gaps in the gate are incredibly small. Nothing really can fit through it. You can still see for the most part, but it's a little, nothing small can force its way through right now. The gate is closed.
All right, that's done. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
All right. We are going to leave initiative order at this point. I am going to see if... I'm going to check twice. It's going to take 2 turns for you guys to run down this tunnel. Going to check twice if Mr. Armonite can get out of your banishment. If he can't, we're just going to call him dead.
That and ice.
That was a 2.
Nope.
And a 15, which is still a no.
Still a no.
So that Armonite, wherever demiplane you send him, stays there until he dies. And as you guys are climbing the stairs to head back up into the main level of the city itself, you do feel your spell fade. That's all you get.
That's the only creature I've ever seen die in a harmless plane.
Death, but that's a whole other conversation.
It's one of those things where we're like walking our way upstairs, and all of a sudden I'm just like,
Exactly one voice cried out and was silenced.
Yeah.
Said, thinking in Marleman's head, he's like, should have been listening to the lady.
Like a gentle fart, the magic passes out of you.
Jesus.
I do need you to make a wild magic surge.
Fucking fuck. With the additional wait, we still haven't resolved the other one.
That's fine. These things stack. I have like 4 things over here that'll happen. Hell, one of them came incredibly close to happening. Like, so close. I've been sitting on this one for like a year.
Wait,
right.
What?
I will tell you which one it is.
You're going to have to tell me which one it is. I think I know which one it is. Sorry, I'm loading up my dice roller again. All right. So.
That.
Oh, hold on.
Forgot about that, didn't you?
I forgot about that too. That's gonna be bad.
That's gonna be real bad. Anyway,
Uh,
what we got for numbers, buddy?
okay, so hold on. So here we go. So it's D10s, right? So you've got
4
4,
D10s.
5.
Hang on. Let me get a 4. 4, 5.
Can we also real quick? We're on version 2.0 of this book. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. 0.
4, 5,
1.
0.
4, 5, 0, 1.
Okay.
Don't die.
That's really apt, Heather.
Oh, fucking hell.
Morgan, are you seeing the same one I am?
Is it the thing about in the next 24 hours?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And the word can't is in there?
Yeah,
Yep, okay.
but you do see it says target, correct?
Correct. So, yeah, all right.
Doesn't really matter, but
That thing's already dead. So that was a useless wild magic surge, but anyway.
no, can you go ahead and just
Sure.
I want you to no, what happened because
Yes. There you go.
of what
You've stolen the soul of something. We're going to fast forward 72 hours. The action within the Citadel has quieted for a wide variety of different reasons. And bodies are being collected, some eaten, some burned. And inside a cavernous tunnel, a group of Armonites who used to be the royal guard of the Lord Demogorgon come across one of their fallen brethren, covered in ice, and very clearly died some really unfortunate way. One of them gets the grand idea. You know what? We've seen some adventurers.
this was
We
Steve.
go on our own adventure. This was Julia. We can do something about this. And they collect up the body. And almost 3 years later, they finally find a demonic cleric of some kind who can cast a resurrection spell on the body. And the cleric goes to do so, lays its demonic fingers upon it, looks up at the now scarred and level 20 Armanites who have fought their way through God knows to resurrect their friend and goes, "No, I can't do that. It's this thing. The soul's gone. I can't resurrect it." Because of Marleman's dumbass wild magic surge, if the target is slain within the next 24 hours, it can never be resurrected.
Jesus.
I ruined that man's life.
Oh,
Really
poor
good,
guy.
lady.
Turns out I really was a dick when I banished.
That harmless Debbie plane stole its soul. So, you guys climb up. You guys climb up an endless staircase. It takes you almost 4 minutes of just silent, heavy breathing climbing in this cramped stone staircase to get to a door you recognize. There are 2 doors here. There's one that was not Snake Eater, which is what I expected. You guys find 2 doors. One gold inlaid with gems of your previous apartment, and another steel door that would lead up into the street level. Oh, good. That's somehow worse. What would you guys like to do?
Street level?
Do we remember the way we came in?
You remember that
Good
it's...
question. How much do we remember about like the layout?
Yep, Marlon, go ahead.
I was going to say, I would teleportation circle us out of here if we don't want to make the walk.
Yeah, let's just do it right now.
Are you teleporting us?
Home.
Yeah. Where would you teleport us to, though?
Yeah,
I know the runes. I know the runes for pretty much anywhere that we need to go.
Here's the problem, though.
That's work.
Do we not need to do something to like? Is there any portal closing activity we need to do?
Oh yeah, that's shit. You're right.
You remember your conversation with Valen and the reason you needed to come into the portal as well. The reason you had to come in the first place was because the portal was closed last time to the Abyss only on one side, leaving a scar. In order to remove that scar, it needs to be closed from both sides.
Which is why I still have plane shift saved, so then that way we could close it, plane shift back.
Yeah,
Right.
So a teleportation circle might not yet do this. For us.
No, not useful. Not yet. We
gotta
got to close
open the
that thing.
portal.
We got to close the portal first.
Alright, so how the fuck do we get out of here then?
Good question.
Well, the hard way.
And
Is there any way we can disguise ourselves and sneak out of the city?
well,
I'm open to ideas.
I mean, we could also just fucking truck our way out of here.
we just
like,
book it before they find out what happened.
yeah, like the longer we hesitate, the longer things might happen. We can hopefully just sort of make our way out under the cover of the chaos that's happening. If anybody tries to, if we just keep moving, most people who like stop or like who get a glimpse of us will just be already gone. If
Yeah.
anybody gets in our way, I will cut them in half, and then we can keep going.
Do you have beast shapes saved?
Do I have what?
Beast shapes saved.
Well,
I have.
Okay. Well, in case we need to make like a
Wait. I don't know how many I have.
no, because if we
I
end up
still have
needing
two.
to move quickly, we can always like have you transform into something that can maybe carry a couple of
A
us.
giant horse.
Yeah. That sounds good.
different rules.
Anyway,
Alternatively, can I plant a tree? And do I know if there's any trees by the portal where we came in?
There are no trees on this entire plane.
Fuck this.
The only tree, the only trees that have ever been here are the ones
we
you've
just
made.
want to
These are
move.
cool
We can
that
go
way.
back to the plane with trees.
Well,
The floor is also metal here, so
no matter what, I made this plane better.
That's
Fair.
All right, let's just
Let's just go.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll hoods and just try to book it.
okay.
Yeah.
You slam open the iron door and begin to run up the stairs. You get about halfway up to where you remember the street level kind of coming to be. When you find a slumped over body bleeding inside this hallway. They are not breathing, but they are still bleeding, so they very clearly died recently. And there is a rolled up scroll in their hand that is half soaked in the messenger's own blood. upon getting close, Messenger is wearing a hood, but Phaedra, you being you, I assume you get pretty close to kind of see what's going on. The individual is attractive in the fiendish way. They're purple skinned. They're what's called a cambion, and which is the most humanoid of demons. And they are wearing a signet on their kind of cloak that identifies them as one of the messengers for Glazriel. Clearly, he was attempting to deliver a message down to you guys and took a sword strike somewhere along the way.
He made it. Good job.
I'll take the note and the what was it the mark?
It's a signet. It's a signet. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll try to quickly read the note. See.
Okay. About half of it is completely sundered by this individual's blood, and very hard to read. But the top half is completely legible, and you see on there, "Gone pear-shaped, taking control, run."
Gone what?
Pear-shaped.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's go.
Trev, you're military. You should know that phrase.
It's foobar.
Yeah.
It's food.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Well, that's not great.
It's fine. What do we care?
As you guys brush past this body and make it up to the street, you can now see exactly the situation that this is talking about. The pandemonium you saw in the stands is almost nothing compared to what you see out here in the former marketplace. Everything is just littered with wreckage, old stalls that have been completely destroyed, and there are bodies lined everywhere. There's not a lot of fighting currently in the immediate square. It seems that a lot of the fighting has shifted elsewhere. But there are still a few pockets of creatures that are attempting to kind of rip each other's lungs out. You see a Glabrezu, tall, four-armed, terrible thing, swiping away with all four arms at three, what are they called? I have it written down, sorry. Maws. They're called demonic maws. They're almost just legs with mouths, essentially, almost like a walking purple Phoenix flytrap. As three of them are attempting to get around this thing and take it down, and this Glover Zoo is just raking across. You see another Armonite that is attempting to swipe its way through about 100 to 300 manes, the tiny, fat creatures that you saw out in the plains before that are just overwhelming this thing and attempting to be the one to get the final blow on it, so that way it can technically demonic graduate from being a main into something that's actually cognizant and available. You see some other pockets of fighting, but for the most part, the about 100 and 150 feet run from here to the open portcullis of the Citadel is clear.
Okay.
You guys book it, and as you go, you start to pass more and more colors as well on demons. Usually, for the most part, the demons you've seen have been not wearing colors, or those that have been wearing the orange of Demogorgon. You start to see demons that are wearing colors of green and blue, some blacks and some purples as well, probably agents of the various inner circle that are now feuding with each other as well. And as you cross the kind of hall, or the ending of the marketplace area and the very short stretch straight to the portcullis, looking to the left, you can see just armored chaos as Cambions in black robes are in full melee with orange colored Armonites and green colored Babus. It's just a wave of pandemonium of these humanoid demons attempting to hold back this wave of others. Judging by the colors that you know, Phaedra, the Cambions probably work with your ally, but it looks like they're falling behind. But not giving it a second thought, you all race through the doorway and out onto the elevator. The elevator ride down to the surface is slow, as is the way with all elevators that are run by magic. And as you guys are going, and there's about 30 seconds of riding where you're just leaving the smoke and steam bank that surrounds the Citadel itself. And once you break through that, you start to understand why the fighting in the city has kind of dulled. The plains surrounding the Citadel are a nightmare. A full-scale civil war between demons. It is this rolling fields of individuals who, with no idea of safety or care, the only want is to be more, so that way they can stop being less, ripping apart each other. The next minute or so of you guys descending, you watch this rolling chaos as giant goristros are throwing smaller demons throughout the air. You see demons you've never even seen before, some winged, some still humanoid, just ripping into each other. When you reach the base of where the elevator meets, the fields in front of you are hell, but nothing pays you mind. Everything is so embroiled with each other that you can, for the most part, with some mild slashing and stabbing and some mild shoving aside, get through 2 miles of torment relatively easily. Again, this is all relative.
While we're in the elevator,
Mhm.
I'll send a message to Blazriel. Even if he's dead, I just send a message saying, I'm sorry and thank you. And regardless of if it's going to get to him or not, because I do feel a little bad.
Okay. There is no response. 2 miles across these killing fields, stepping through some of the grossest ichor you will ever wade through. There's nothing quite like steaming, foaming demon blood up to your ankles.
Let's not say things we can't take back. There's a lot of future ahead of us.
That is fair.
Full of gross ichor.
That is fair. The grossest ichor you've seen at the moment.
There we go.
2 miles of wading through foaming demon blood. You don't see an end. You know you're going in the right direction, but there's so much just carnage around you that it's beginning to weigh on you. And it's at this moment that from the Citadel itself, you see a light shoot out. This bright, burning purple light that seems to envelop everything. And for a second, everything stops and all eyes draw that direction. And you can hear a voice booming from inside it. This plane is now the domain of Orcus. You will all kneel.
Oh, that's not good. Shit.
Phaedra,
Oh no.
accurately.
Oh no.
But before Phaedra could even begin to articulate why this is not good, you see a second light burst, maybe 15 miles the opposite direction. Let's say that the Citadel is to your southeast. This is coming from the northwest. You guys are going directly north. And from this light, this much more bright and vibrant red that streaks across the sky, another voice booms out. But the boom is less intimidating and much more seductive as it speaks. Now, old friend, you don't get to make any claims today. Without understanding fully and without this individual introducing itself, all of you feel this wondrous joy well up in you in a second that's quickly squashed because you're not demons. You're not going to be allured by whatever this thing is. And around you, the carnage has, for the most part, stopped as suddenly there's a split. Half of this field of death has begun racing its way towards the Citadel, demons eager to pledge themselves to Orcus. The other half have begun running towards this other light, eager to please themselves to whatever this other creature is, leaving the way for you completely clear.
would I recognize or have some inkling of what that red light
Roll a
is?
religion check.
Sweet. I'm pretty good at religion checks.
Down with
Oh,
Orchid.
it's actually okay.
Down with Orchid.
19.
You get the feeling with one of the children of the Night Mother dead, the two siblings, Orcus and the other sibling, are probably attempting to muscle in. Putting that together, this is probably Grozit.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Okay. Got it. Thank
but
you.
like Hansel and Gretel, kind of.
Pretty much.
It's a much longer conversation that we can have another day if you want me to break down the entire pantheon of D&D lore. It's fucking complicated. But the long and short of it is that the three primary demon lords, Demogorgon, Orcus, and Grozit, are all said to be children of the Faceless Night Mother, the mother of all demons.
Question.
Yes.
The Rakshasa, who did he support again?
Grozit.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
We did.
So with one of them dead, their siblings have come home to try and claim some more space. Now, they're not the only demon lords, but there are three who hate each other probably more than any of them. The next 3 miles or so at this point go quick. You all sprint your way across this quickly emptying battlefield and make your way back to the plateau you don't know so well, but are so happy to see. You climb it. There, sitting in front of you, is a haze. It's not a portal itself. You can't look through it, but knowing that it's there, you can see something. What would you like to do?
Should I inform our Rakshasa friend that we're going to close the portal now? Or should we just do it?
Well, before we do that, how are we doing that?
Last time... we're
I
gonna
seem to remember Trev sticking his arm in something or a sword.
I have a sword that is really good at opening them. I don't know how to use it to close them, but if we have no other ideas, I can improvise.
I mean, I did legend lore on the sword, and I would have told you. Would that possibly have helped us figure out how to use the sword? We did
The person
legend
who
lore and
knows
identify.
all that shit explicitly
yeah.
tried to not tell me that.
Yes.
Yes, there's that part.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There.
But also, it was also identified after the fact by somebody else. So.
Correct. Trev, you can.
Yeah, I
And
know
you know the base kind of step by step as to how. Just kind of retracing your steps through the last time you had to do this.
well, the last time I did it there were a bunch of things that were probably not necessary because I didn't know what the thing could do.
Oh, for sure. You know that it takes a heavy infusion of arcane energy into the sword. And you know that your own amounts of arcane skill, while growing and, developing, probably aren't enough alone.
Right
I
out.
see the dispel.
Could I help?
So yeah,
Y'all did last time.
Hmm?
You guys did last time.
I have a 5th level save to do dispel magic, so I have that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how you guys can do it. Like, I specifically am able to imbue my swing with a particular spell. I don't know how to enable you guys to do the same.
I forget, what did we do when we closed the portal last time? This is
You laid hands on Trev and infused him with just magical energy. He didn't even cast spells.
okay. I
I
thought
will touch you.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, like, Trev is going to do the only thing he knows how to do, which is why he kept one spell, which is use Diabolic Channel to infuse a swing with Dispel Magic.
Okay.
In all seriousness, though,
He's like waiting, like he's going to
Yeah.
put one weapon away and pull the other one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's been a while.
in all seriousness, I would imagine that Trev might have a hard time with this, considering I don't know, at least my knowledge as Armil, who doesn't pay attention to a lot of stuff. Trev is still scared to like use his sword and stuff, so I would actually go and like put my hand on his shoulder and be like,
Yeah,
like,
I'm with you on
if you
that
guys
as well.
like, if like for whatever it's worth, if other characters like don't ever see Trevathan scared of something, this is what he is.
This is it.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you all my vibes and all the vibes of the woods.
Like he's going to just like sit there, and I think he needs to, or at least he thinks he needs to activate his old Crimson Right in order to do this at all, because
Which you do.
Diabolic Channel is not possible when it's not activated.
Correct.
So he's going to do that, which is why he tried to do it in the demony hotel room just to see if he still could.
Mhm.
So he's gonna make his sword all cool and icy, I guess.
Okay.
In honor of what
So-
Parliament did to that guy.
And knowing from how we did it last time, I'm just gonna do what I can and try and help him with the dispel magic and imbue.
Okay. So essentially what's going to happen here is I need everyone that wants to volunteer to assist on this to say so right now.
Me.
I mean, I have magic ability.
Well,
I can't-
Okay, so the answer is everyone. Cool.
Everybody does.
but we
I need
should
all-
message Rakshasha, because doesn't it have to be closed on both sides at the same time?
He never said anything about having to do it simultaneously.
Okay.
Remember, he wanted to close it immediately upon you guys walking through, and then you argued for him to not.
That's right. Okay.
I'll send him a message if you want me to let him know that we're coming.
Well, before
We'll
you
go
do
that
that, let me explain what's about to happen. Everyone who wants to contribute, I need you to individually message Craig, without talking to each other, the level of spell slot that you are going to put into this.
And if we have 0 spell slot,
Then you cannot assist right now.
hey, look, buddy.
Craig will then send me the total number, and I will say whether this passes or not.
Okay.
If
You said one spell slot?
I were
Gary?
to summon a Fae,
Gary?
Uh-huh.
one spell slot,
Yes, one spell slot.
Okay.
as high as you want to. If I were to summon a Fae to contribute a spell to this thing,
Wow.
would that work?
No.
Fuck. All right. Well. Yeah.
Also, I have a feeling that all of the Fae that you're associated with would be so not fucking cool with this.
Oh, like 1,010,000,000% not thrilled with
Yeah.
this.
I have some
There's
like
a flavor
nasty
fit.
buggers
There's
in
kind
there,
of a
but
flavor win in you being the one person who is just unable.
yeah, that's fair. I will just stand around with my
The source of your
sword.
magic would really prefer it if I didn't exist.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
It's one of those like both lesser of two evils here. Closing this portal probably good, but also you're not going to put your magic into her realm. Like, no, thank you.
I'm also like standing by just to look for any sign of like her influencing anything.
Yes, as everyone else is
That is
focused
so
on pouring this arcane energy into Trev,
Yeah.
you do almost subconsciously draw your sword and stare.
There's nothing subconscious about it.
All right. So now my question for you is,
Yep.
first of all, so is the number you want just like the levels of all of the spell slots added together?
Yeah, that's all.
And then does the third level dispel magic I'm infusing?
Yes, that also counts. Yes, that also counts.
Let me do this math again because it's important.
It is very important.
That's a round number.
Whew.
I believe in you all.
As you all lay hands upon Trev and focus whatever arcane essence you have left into him, Trev, you feel this overwhelming sense of energy that you've only felt once before, drawing the direct blood out of a magical being. Cool, thank you. As you draw upon that and begin to channel it into your sword, into the most insane dispel magic that the world is ever going to know, you hear the faintest voice in the back of your head. One you haven't heard in a few weeks, Just a very small whisper that just simply says, "Welcome home." And waving away your head and waving away the influence you can already feel beginning to creep back into your mind, you swing your sword down. The DC was 19. You guys put in exactly 20.
Nerd.
Can I ask a question?
That was my whoo.
What was the breakdown?
It was a 5, 5, 4, 3, 3.
Wow.
I had to save the level 7 for plane shift, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As high as Arcane Trickster goes.
Yep.
That's all I have.
You guys gave it all. And Trev, you slash this beautiful blue slash of energy across this haze. And all of you can watch as it slowly drifts into two pieces, restoring just a perfect, not serene. You're still staring across a orange, burnt, bloodied landscape. But at the very least, you can all feel that the magical essence here is gone. Congratulations, you solved my Planes of Torment puzzle.
This is the part
You
where
guys
he
might want to go home.
falls to a knee and says,
Let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, let's get this plane shift spell activated then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get the
Fade,
fuck out of here. Oh wait,
Fader, you get.
did I want to message Rakshasha Man?
No, just do it. Just do it. Let's go.
As you guys are beginning the plane shift and beginning to go,
He'll know.
all of you, with the exception of Sai, see something in the tunnel in between. It's not plane shift opens up a tunnel and you all walk through, but there is a brief moment where your mind is simply filled with arcane energy before you reappear wherever you're going.
Mm-hmm.
In that moment, all five of you see something. Aramil,
Yes.
you see your tree, flowering and beautiful in a healed great forest.
Yay.
Phaedra, you for a second see a leather boot stepping across a celestial background. And you feel a warm smile almost upon you. Marleman, you, for the briefest moment, are back on the Twilight Beach. But this time filled with an overwhelming sense that you're here for the right reasons. Trev, you see two things. You see her standing in all her glory. But before she can even speak, you feel this divine glow in the center of you, of your own doing. And that vision is gone. Yes.
Have I ever seen her before?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm not 100% sure because I
You
forget.
may have only heard voice.
Yeah, you've heard her voice, and she has appeared to you once or twice, not often. This was very clearly a gambit she was about to play, but something inside you overwhelmed it and moved you away.
These guys. Mostly.
Yes. Nyx, for a moment, you feel that same overwhelming joy, but then your vision is clouded and grayed, and for a moment, you see fire and smoke and destruction over green hills, over small paths. And as you take this moment to go, wait, why is, you look up into a large blue scaled face with multiple spikes, with a crown of ridges, and one gleaming yellow eye that seems to whisper, "I'm waiting." And then all of you back out. Where exactly within the prime material did you go, Phaedra?
Say again?
Where exactly in the prime material did you go?
I was trying to get back to where we had.
Just literally the opposite side of the door?
Yes.
Okay. You all and all blink, and for a moment the darkness catches you all off guard. It was relatively bright within the abyss. And from the sides of you, you hear swords coming out of sheaths. You hear the sounds of weapons being drawn before you hear a voice that just simply says, No, we've been waiting for them. And you all blink and kind of catch your gaze, and you see maybe 8 to 10 black-robed individuals, all of them swords drawn, pointed directly in your direction. You see one unnaturally tall black-robed individuals with a scarf-covered face that has 2 very long swords pointed directly at Trev. Just, Thoraxia was not fucking around. She saw biggest danger and just said, nope, we're good to go. But in front of them, pushing them aside, you see a purple-robed, very affluently dressed Valen who is pushing through the crowd with a great smile across his face. Well done. It seems you've kept up your side of the bargain.
I assume you will do
How can
the
you
same.
tell?
Well, judging by the fact that he gestures behind him and you all turn and look, and the once glittering blue tunnel of arcane crystals that had formed around the connection between the 2 portals, about half of them still glow, eating off the arcane energy of the scar on this side, but the other half deeper in the tunnel have become dull and gray. He gestures and says, well, it would appear that the essence these were feeding off on the other side are closed, so my assumption is you've done your job.
Yeah, now did we close the portal on this end?
Oh, quite happily. He pushes through the crowd as the crowd of individuals begin to sheath their weapons. He lays a backwards hand, on the stone. I always forget Rakshasa's hands backwards. Lays a backwards hand upon the stonework, and there's a brief pulse of black energy as the crystals lose their sheen and dull. And all of you can feel that portal as well is also gone. He is not doing some sort of illusion. He is not playing some sort of game. It is gone.
Can I ask you a question?
Well, most certainly. I believe you have many questions to ask me. Part of the bargain was I was explain more about your prophecy. Would I not?
Yeah, but my first question has to do with what you just did there. How did you do that?
Well, as a being with an intimate connection with my home plane, I have a way around these rifts.
How many days has it been? Is time the same here as it is?
It's been 8 or so days since you last departed.
So that matches the time that we were gone.
Just about.
Okay. I didn't know if there was a time dilation.
There might be an hour or so here or there, but nothing.
Okay.
Can I use, I think it's the mirror, to determine...
The mirror about?
Yeah,
Yep.
to determine what that spell was that he did?
Sure. You pull the mirror out and look at it and point it. Roll a sleight of hand check just to see if they notice you doing this, unless you're not trying to hide it.
I wasn't going to, but I think it's a good idea if I do.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hands, that's what a 20
Dex.
plus whatever my
Dex.
dex is.
Yep.
That's a 15 plus 3, 18.
Okay. Then no one makes an immediate notice at you pulling out the mirror and pointing it in the direction of the magic. With the faintest glimpse, the mirror simply reads "Realm Break."
Realm Break.
Yes, it is a 9th level spell.
Okay, cool. Oh, wow. Okay. Just curious.
As he looks over all at you and says, well, with all that nastiness behind you, what do you say we get you back upstairs to the city, right? My compatriots here will be on their way, and I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Sounds like a deal.
Okay.
Well,
Wonderful.
before I say that, I look at everybody else, and more importantly, I look at Trev, who looks like he is probably under the most threat right now.
He and Thoraxia are having a Trev, you've never had a staring contest with an individual where you can only see one of their eyes, but if you could, it'd be now.
I'm looking over at him specifically, and I'm looking for his nod at the very least.
I'll do whatever. He's too tired to be decisive.
I mean,
Instantly takes another look towards Nyx. Are we good here?
I mean,
I assume
You're the other the smartest person in the group, I would say. I trust the other one more.
Is Trev with us?
yes.
Yeah,
Is
we're
Trump
all here.
yeah.
Oh,
What?
that's a good question.
Trunks
Is
is
who?
with us.
Oh, Trunks is with you.
Trunks is
Yes.
Turks.
So
He kind of looks around and
What
goes,
is he up to?
Yeah, what does
Trunks?
he want to do now?
he's just been going along with all of this at this point.
It's like, dude,
We should get
I'm
you
sure
back.
your brother would love to see you.
Yeah.
Wait, we're in Jerselheim?
Yes. Underneath it.
This was all... Man, what the fuck? I go away for like 3 months.
You come down here?
You went to like hell.
Yeah, you were in a bad place, dude.
I
And
was
this
having,
place seems to have gone to hell, I guess, with this guy.
I was having fun.
Yeah, okay.
It certainly
he-
seemed like it.
Go
he
hang
begins
out
to
with your
push-
bro.
He begins to push through the crowd and walk down the tunnel.
Go see your family. Go home and be a family
Yeah,
man.
family man. Yeah, thank you.
Your brother. We're back.
All of you, unless there's anything you want to do in the tunnel itself right now.
I do.
What do you want to do, Si?
I want to harvest some of that goddamn crystal that I've been trying to get.
And while he's doing that, while he's
Okay.
being himself,
Yep.
I will ask the Rakshasa or whatever, so what's next for you?
Well, I clean up my messes here, fulfill my debts, and then return back to my master. Would
What's
appear
going
that
on over there now?
it would appear that we're going to need all the help we can get.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Don't particularly
But-
want to go back there myself, so
Yeah, we kind of left a mess, so go. You probably should go help out. I think they might need your help as soon as you can get there, bro.
Very well.
He does
Um,
have questions to answer, though.
A number of these cloaked individuals step into the shadows and almost seem to vanish completely. Thoraxia finally sheaths her swords and begins to follow probably about 25 feet behind. And the
Is
rest
there
of
actually
you...
another person who serves this demon lady?
Are you asking that question to
I'm
Valen?
asking that question. Do we know that? Like,
Valen has introduced her as his compatriot. And his...
then yeah, I'll ask. Is she serving what's her name as well?
Well, since you've all done so well and opened up all these realms of communication, I guess you might as well know Thoraxia here. And he kind of gestures at her, who is walking a fair distance back, is the silent last daughter of our dear Lord Grazit.
Oh.
You're welcome then. Jeez.
No
Whatever.
response. Valen sort of chuckles and says, yes, she lost most of her will to speak and whatnot when she killed her 36 other sisters.
You're like 30-something% closer to being the princess of hell, lady. Like, come on.
we're
Lighten up.
Nothing. You all reboard the... there is now actually a pair of minecarts waiting for you at the base of this tunnel. And you all begin the long ride up. As you're walking through this tunnel, Sai, by the way, you're able to gather probably a good 2 handfuls of crystal before you feel the need to go and catch up with everyone else.
That's fine.
Where
That's
Um,
fine. Get it while I can.
About half of them are quickly losing their luster, but a few of them are maintaining with arcane power. I will remind you that these crystals are made directly from arcane energy. So even the crystal themselves, when they are not charged, are still
Oh, yeah. I have plans
Pretty
for
bone.
them. Don't worry.
they're
I have
bombs.
plans.
They're bombs.
Yeah.
And
They're in the bag of holding.
you all ride
safely.
up. We'll wrap this up in just a second. I want to give you guys a little bit more epilogue to this before. As you all arrive at the surface and begin to step into the Jerselheimian light, the first things you notice that the city is bustling. This is a regular work day. Everything seems to be going along. But you do have a welcoming party. There is a small camp stove almost, or survival stove essentially that has been set up, and a pair of chairs and one sleeping bag, or bedroll, I guess. And sitting on the bedroll, idly poking at a whatever is frying in this pot outside in the middle of this quarry, I will remind you, is Petunia, who has not noticed your guys' arrival, but has very clearly set up shop directly right here, and is waiting for you guys to come back.
Oh.
I kind of push Marleman.
Is she gonna pull the like? Oh wow! I ran into you here. I happen to be here.
For context as well, I will say that Valen has returned to his dwarven form. He is not as a Rakshasa right now. Thoraxia, on the other hand, has vanished again, as she do.
Please tell me if there's any fauna around or flora.
You're in. Oh yeah, I mean you're in Jerselheim, so the moss and low grasses that grow inside the mountain are all over the place here.
Oh my god, I'm going ham.
Okay, as you all go to greet Petunia, Marleman just fucking diverts hard right, and just begins charging at the fields of blackwood bushes. Marleman, you glance up, and Petunia has not noticed your arrival yet, but you are directly in her path. Or she is directly in your path, I guess I should say.
I'm going to explain something that Marleman is kind of reeling from at the moment. And that is real quick. I know I'm trying. Real quick is that when we all had those little dream experiences, none of us have talked about those yet, but
no.
I had that feeling that I finally belonged, I think. Mm-hmm. Or like I was there for the right reason is what you said, right? And now that I'm back here, my Marleman's initial thought, I think, is definitely a little bit of a disappointment. It's a little more of the feeling of almost reaching absolution, and falling very short. Mm-hmm. So he's definitely, due to the things that he has seen over the past, I would argue, 8, 9, 10 days, has kind of really done some things to him, and I don't think he's as jovial as he wants to be at this moment. But I think he kind of just comes in and just lets out like a kind of a Tony, stop it. Kind of lets out like just a kind of a sigh and a hey, and that's kind of all that's coming out. Like it is not. He's not trying anything. This is legitimate. I think this is how Marleman would feel.
Okay. She looks up from what she's doing, and for a second, her breath completely catches in her throat. You can tell just by her face, you don't need to roll a particularly high insight on this one, that she was actually fairly certain you guys weren't coming back this time. It's been long enough, and from what she understood, dangerous enough that she thought this might be the one. So when she looks up and catches you all, her eyes just completely glaze over immediately. And she stands, accidentally knocking over her food on the way up in her haste, and looks over all of you, just stares directly at you, Marleman. Walks up, oh, puppy. You know, Tony?
Well, the Petunia is being played by Tony.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. Walks up and stops in front of you, Marleman.
Yep.
And just punches you square in the chin. Mm-hmm. Just a full, everything her slight elven form's got in a right. Just square on the chin.
Just Makoto's Dragon Punch in third strike.
Yeah.
Are we talking like a up or like a over? Like an
over. It's a good cross.
She socks him.
And I'm going to go ahead and say that since I'm not blocking this in any way, how much damage do I take?
You take.
How much do I come closer to death?
You take
unarmed combat.
1 point of damage.
Okay, good. That's Marleman can take that hit.
Just
Yep.
a chorus of
How hard are you gonna sell it? Like,
The how much it hurt.
yeah, you got like,
It's definitely gonna be a real like you get the
Yeah, it's like she grabs you by the lapels and just shakes you for a second and just starts screaming at you.
ah.
I can't not like just she's saying words, you ass. She just starts screaming at you. I can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing this to me. I need to you need to tell me if you're going to these places, and you need to tell me if you're coming back. And as she's getting more and more worked up and more frantic, you begin to see something. Marleman, you don't really notice this. You're more locked eye to eye with this person who is losing their shit over you. The rest of you begin to see a faint glow come around her head. As she just shakes you and continues screaming, I need to know if you're coming back. I need to know if we're going to be okay. I need to know because I love you and I want to be with you, but you're such an asshole sometimes, and I need to know this, and and as this glow completely begins to envelop her.
All she had to do was say one of those things, and in that moment, it goes from a she shaking me to a I'm grabbing her and bringing her in for an embrace.
Okay.
Yeah.
all this is happening. I think we got I think Trev might like look over and be like, man, if all we had to do was say he's an asshole, we would have filled this prophecy off like in a week.
And as you guys embrace and she kind of dissolves into tears, that's where we're going to end this arc of Band of Blunderers. We'll pick up next time with some epilogue information and some what's coming next.
I want to know.
Yay.
Phil is missing this because he went to go look at plants.
Correct.
Arnold does not give a shit.
Arnold,
You.
my mom.
Saying. It's in character and it's hilarious.
He's rolling in the grass.
Yeah.
Like,
Hope you guys enjoyed your time in the Abyss, and we'll see what comes next.
yay.
Nice one.
Bye, everybody.
Or-
Bye.